Time for some Coach's Corner here on a Friday game day. It is the Tri-City Storm and the Lincoln Stars for the final time this season, and we're graced by the presence of head coach for your Tri-City Storm, Bill Muckalt. Bill, you had a chance to go to the GM meetings in Omaha for the USHL NHL Top Prospects Game. How overall were your few days there?
It was good, busy. There were some real good discussions between each of the member clubs in the USHL, some great ideas from other general managers, and just a time for us to all kind of catch up together with the league and make sure we're all on the same page. So it was exciting. And
Wade Allison wins Team West MVP for the Team West, eventually losing 6-2, a goal and an assist for Wade. What was it like to see both Carson Meyer and Wade Allison sort of get a chance on the big stage to showcase their abilities?
Yeah, no question. I thought Wade had a real good game. He was rewarded with it. He had a goal and assist. The thing I liked about his game is even though they were down, he kept playing. And there's always something to play for. And he got rewarded for it, and real happy for him and Carson. I thought they both represented the organization really well. And also Dan Buska, our equipment manager, got to represent and work the game. So good for him.
What can that type of event and doing well in that type of stage do for a player at this level?
Well, every NHL team, was in the building. Pretty much every player that played in the game already had a college commitment, so from that standpoint, one game doesn't make a season or make a career, but it's a stage where you can definitely put yourself on the radar or even higher on the radar of the National Hockey League. So from that standpoint, you always get something to play wherever you are. You never know who's watching, and obviously in that rink that night, every NHL club, had at least one person there, if not a handful. So, good for Wade, good for Carson.
Let's get to the game at hand. Storm and Stars tonight, the 8th time this season. It's only game number 33 for the Storm. It's like essentially every 4th game, meaning like every other weekend, the Storm and the Stars have played almost. As you look back on the first 7 games of the season series, what stands out to you about the performance of your club?
Well, it's a great rivalry. They had our number early. We've had their number late. They've been close games. A lot of nights could have went either way. They're a team that we're currently chasing. They're 4 points ahead of us. We have 3 games in hand. You look at the Western Conference, it doesn't matter who you're playing. We're all tightly packed and close-knit together. Points are at a premium. Like I said, we're set up all week for a big weekend. We can't worry about Des Moines on Saturday night. We got to focus on tonight's game against a very good team and be ready to go when the puck drops.
A lot of one-goal games played by the Storm lately, and 11 overtime games for the Storm this year. A couple of them have gone the wrong way for the Storm, but in general, getting that extra point so important. How do you like your team's performance, specifically in the last few games, to be able to either get the 2 points or the 1 point?
Yeah, no question. You got to get points if you want to make the playoffs. So you got to find a way to stay in games or find ways to win hockey games. The one thing that, especially last Saturday in Waterloo, down 3-1, and I thought we'd played a good game. We'd won Friday night. It would have been easy to pack it in, but the one thing I can tell about our group and our club is never say die. We buy in, we play hard every night and compete hard, and we were rewarded for that. We would have been easy to hang our heads, but we got a couple big goals late, and I thought actually carried the play in overtime. But that's the attitude and approach you need, because at the end of the year, we got to get in the playoffs first, but the games at the end of the year are really tight, and you got to learn how to play in those games and win in those type of environments. So I think it's been somewhat of a blessing or disguise to be in these tight games, because it forces you to get better and play with better habits.
Thanks so much for your time, Coach. We really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thanks, David.
Friday night, Storm and Stars. Make sure to head out to the Viero Center for Taste of Nebraska night.